All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the Chobo Star League round of eight, featuring two Terran players here, both from Team All Inspiration. It's going to be MrLando versus Canary.
Yeah, don't let the echo tag for you. MrLando is an all inspiration guy.
Yeah, for sure. He plays for Echo Academy for Australia, I think, right? But
Yeah.
for the most part, he's very active in All In chat as well. So definitely has his heart in the right place. But speaking of hearts and the color red and Terran and MrLando, he is spawning in the top right corner for Team All Inspiration. It is MrLando.
And in the bottom left, from also Team All Inspiration, the Purple Terran Canary. I'm setting the over and under for the best of five series. Canary Reaper's made at 20.
20 for the whole series?
Whole series 20.
Okay. I'll take the
What do
under
you
on that.
taking the under? All right.
Yeah.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing is that I mean, these two players know each other incredibly well, and I'm actually really excited to see this match play out because it's sort of like the classic, incredibly crazy, innovative, on-the-spot Terran player coming out of Canary, going up against the incredibly solid, just beast of a Terran player, MrLando, if that's a proper adjective I can use.
Yeah,
MrLando, he's just incredibly solid overall. So I want to see
he
if
is.
Canary can out trick him.
Mm. He's already like this first SV scout like just gives you the mindset that Lando's in. It's like he's not leaving anything to chance at all. I don't blame him. Like I've played Canary and it's not fun. It's like he's annoyingly really good at cheesing you and you know what's coming and he still just beats you with amazing skill and execution and yeah,
He's got really
it's
good
not
micro as well, but he
it's
can
not a
also
fun
macro.
experience. He can,
Canary
which is
Canary can macro. He has the ability. I think though overall, I'm going to be giving the edge to Lando in this series. But I mean, if Canary pulls it off, I wouldn't be that surprised. The one thing is like everybody knows how Canary plays, right? I mean, he's literally his reputation is bursting even out of the CTL and into the ASL and into it's going to be going into other things as well. Like everybody knows how he plays, so that's actually a little bit of a hit against him. But amazingly, he has been able to still come up with cheeky builds that people don't expect. This SEV for Lando, though, is going to be really key here as he scouts around and sees pretty much a basic opener here. The only thing missing is a Reaper.
yeah. It does confirm the factory's gone down, and that's where the gas has gone. He'll be happy to let this SUV die now. We'll get out if he can, but it shouldn't get out at all. Canary does kill it. Throws down the reactor straight away as well. Meanwhile, Lando taking his second gas in his own factory.
Yeah, he went gas first, by the way, so he's going to get his factory up before Canary, and he's going to try to be the one who puts pressure on first here as the starport's going to be coming up nice and quick.
Canary throwing down the CC as well. In base.
Yeah.
See what Lando is preparing for. Looks like Banshee, just from the positioning of this tech lab on the factory and the starboat. Could be Raven though, just as easily. Both
Yeah,
are an option.
I'm guessing Banshee as well. We'll have to see, though. I like Lando's position a little bit more here, given the fact that Canary has gone with a very fast expansion, and Lando is obviously trying to put on pressure here. So it's going to be tougher for Canary to hold this off. But if he
Yeah.
does, obviously he'll be in a nice spot. So
Cloak and Banshee starting. So yeah, I like that. If you had to go on Raven, I would have actually preferred Canary's position. It's like there are some really cute Raven drops you can do, which are nice, but all in all, Banshee is a better choice. This Canary already getting the eBay. I mean, we'll see a Viking out of him here as well. Nice and safe. Both players.
yeah, that is a pretty good start here from Canary, getting the engineering bay out. He'll have a turret down. Yeah, definitely in time before this Banshee gets in and is able to really do anything. So, nice job there, making sure he has everything he needs. And he's even dropping a scan to see the Banshee come out and confirm exactly what's going on. I wonder if he, like that scan was money. I wonder if he's like at 626 the Banshee comes out. So make sure I scan right there.
Yeah.
Because it's actually
And it
keeping
even
the Banshee home
has
now.
yeah, watchtower control as well. So the Banshee is staying home, just in case the Hellions were going to get cute and try and put a bit of pressure on. Banshee will come clear the tower, but gives Canary ample amount of time to prepare. Has a Viking already. He's getting a turret down at his natural before he even lands it. One on his main, the third to protect his production. Canary well set up here.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised so far. He's really made the right decision at every corner so far. Lando now has a Raven as well, and Lando's behind the base now. So Canary's going to be able to use this opportunity to kind of get his macro train rolling here as he shoos away that Banshee, doing a significant amount of damage, but not enough to kill it.
Yeah. A little supply block there from Canary. Delays his Raven a little bit, but inconsequential because he does have these turrets. And quite a few Hellions that will give him map control as well. There's both players. It'll be interesting to see if they go mech or bio. I think Lando might be going bio here, adding on a few more Marines. Both players are capable of playing both styles of TVT as well. I've seen mech and bio out of both of them.
Yeah, I think there's like a pseudo third style as well, including Marine Tank, which is like a mix, which I've seen Lando do quite a bit. Lando really can completely mix it up, where Canary, he mixes it up in a different way. As the Hellions are coming out, there's a nice spread on these Marines, though, so going to have a hard time doing quite enough damage there. And so far, pretty well held by Lando.
Yeah. That's where that supply block on the Raven kind of hurt a little bit. If he had had the Raven with that push, he might have had a little bit more staying power, drop some auto turrets. Banshee gets cleaned up in the middle of the map, which is good.
Yeah, and let's see here. Lando has already started his circumvention, and it's actually just about finished, where Canary looks like he's going to be pretty happy here with two base style of play. So sort of switching
from
gears.
Lando. It looks like he is going to be
Wow.
going into mech. Hang on, quite a few extra Marines here. Might even take these for a drop, actually.
Going to be pretty interesting here as the two players just sort of trying to set up their mid game, getting ready to do enough damage to each other. Blue Flame, as you said, is started here. The drop is loading up for Orlando. And there's not much here. I mean, the missile turret's out of the way.
Canary's going like 2 factory, 2 barracks. Kind of a little bit of a hybrid style out of him, perhaps. That or just really wants to build this tank count up. He's getting stim. He's going real heavy on the tanks. Ideally, he probably wants to defend any kind of 2-base push out of Lando. But he isn't really going to be going for a 2-base push at all. He does have his 3rd CC. He's probably going to look to defend now.
Adding on those extra factories, we can see for sure Lando is going to be going into a mech style play. It's confirmed as the drop is coming into the main here. Going to be dropping off all these Marines. No stim for these guys.
No. Won't have stim at all. You're just probably looking to trade them out. Get a few SCV kills. Maybe an add-on if at all possible. Getting 5. It's probably 6. Yeah, so this is probably more than he even hoped or dreamed for with this push.
It is going to get cleaned up.
Yeah. So
9 SCVs.
Yeah, that's like massive. Like I think Lando would have been happy with like 1 or 2 and some scouting information, but he got 9. And I'm not entirely sure Canary is aware that he's going mech as well. I mean, the lack of stim might have suggested something, but seeing a Marine drop at this time, you might make the assumption that it is going to be Marine tank, not mech. He is moving out across the map. Quite a big army supply lead. Lando needs to be prepared. Have tank siege up in good positions here. The scan comes down. Sees quite the lack of army at the front door here.
Yeah, he might think that he can just go ahead and bust in here. The bunker's full. The Hellions are going to have a hard time here against the tanks, though. They're going to have to get right up in there to really be very useful at all. The air count here is actually dead even here. So whoever wins this air battle is going to be the one who's going to be able to win the tank battles here. Looks like Lando is easily taking this here.
Yeah. This auto turret is doing a lot of work though. There's even a turret here from Canary that he's built. He's going to put on a contain here.
It's pretty awesome coming out of Canary. He's even got the missile, or the sensor tower, sorry, over on the left as well. So he can just sort of spot everything.
Yeah, and he has air control now. He has a Viking lead. It's got a little bit of health, and he's got the turret to help out. He is getting welled away by a tank, so Lando getting 2 turrets building, but he has to break out of this. No tank left for Canary though, which is kind of another
Oh
one
no.
coming up now.
Looking the natural of Lando, he's got like 7 SCVs all hugging one. Okay, it looks like he's fixed it, just as I said that, which is really hurting.
Yeah. It's going to be
No.
difficult for Lando to break out here. I love the addition of the sensor tower. Really cute play. And he has air control. If he can hold air control, has so much more staying power.
Absolutely. The third base is trying to land over here for, for Lando. That's pretty ballsy, being like right in the base of that sensor tower. Canary, by the way, no third base in sight. He's totally. It's getting to the point now where it's going to be pretty all in at this point, as he is really just trying to kill Lando with this contain. The Viking count is getting huge, and if he needs to take better engagements than that, though. Lando coming out ahead there, able to snipe off a Viking quickly before anything was able to actually start. So.
Yeah.
This is all a positioning game now.
Yeah. He's going to be right on top of his army. He cannot afford to take bad trades. Can't afford to skip any Vikings either. Both players are going to be going quite heavy on the Viking production. He's forcing scans out of Lando constantly. He can't land his third at all. But Canary in a very, very good position here. He's got 4 tanks now. Like, how does Lando break out of this? He's got a Thor, which is nice, but Thors don't do well in a fight, straight up fight.
I think the Thors are kind of what he's trying to go for here, but he's so mineral starved that he can barely afford it.
Yeah, you don't want to make Thors as a meching player. Like, it's the last unit you really want to make. It's an emergency, oh crap, what do I do? Kind of decision.
Well, Canary needs to move his Vikings here. He's literally just getting picked off by the Thor. And just like that, Lando's going for it here. There's so many tanks here, though. The Hellbats are going to be really good once they get up close, but the Marines are stimming and able to outmaneuver the Hellbats. And Canary is actually dealing with this really, really well. And GG. Oh my god. Holy.
Great build there from Canary. Very impressive.
My excitement level just completely jumped because I'm really thinking we're going to see an amazing series here now that Canary just pulls out game number 1 like that. I was a little nervous because I still am thinking that Lando is the one who's going to be able to take this, but with Canary taking game 1, that's really going to make Lando play at his absolute hardest, and I think we're going to see a great series here. What a game to start things off.
Yeah, that was a quite impressive game. And really abusing that quick third CC. As Lando just didn't have the army, and then he lost air control. If you lose air control as Terran, it's just kind of over. It's like you don't want to make Thors. Like Thors are just do terrible in a fight. And Canary, he split up his army perfectly there. It wasn't all clumped up. Had his tanks nice and spread, so the Hellbats couldn't get on top of it and wreck them quite hard. It's a good build from Canary, well executed as well. So
yeah, and he had every piece he needed too, because if those Marines weren't there, then the Hellbats actually would have gotten on top of the tanks and been able to break out. But the Marines were key, the tanks were key, the Vikings were key, the missiles, or I always want to call them missile somethings. I don't know why. The sensor towers were in 2 amazing spots to spot everything Lando was doing, and I'm surprised more Terran players don't do that, to be honest, because you're able to just see anything.
Like if you do that, if for somehow something gets out, it's over. Like if Lando could have got a dropout or some Hellions out, it's over. Like you have to turn around and go home. Like it's so like you're on a knife edge when you do something like that. Like if he busts out, you're kind of dead. Like you're dead.
Yeah.
And so it's a risky play to go for, but I like it. He took a chance, realizing that he maybe needs to take risks to take this series, and that's his play style as well. He will happily take those chances in games, I think.
I mean, when Canary has a build, it has a purpose every single time. And we saw that coming out of that game, definitely. So let's go ahead and introduce the players here on Expedition Lost. We have the Red Terran spawning for Team All Inspiration in the bottom left corner of the map. He's currently down 1-0 to Canary. It is MrLando.
And also from Team All Inspiration, in the purple, it is Canary. Yeah, this map. Wouldn't be surprised to see some 1-1-1 shenanigans. Get get some tanks, get some banshees or some Vikings, push across the map, see what you can get done. It's a good map for it. Some really
Hmm.
cute siege positions you can find, like outside the natural, like where the bushes are, like behind where those rocks are. Like you can hit siege a tank up and cover the ramp from the main to the natural, just from those little cute positions. That's something I could see Canary doing, getting a turret, getting a tank, just kind of abusing this map terrain a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Could see something like that. I'm really interested to see what Lando's going to do here. He's going to go ahead with the gas first once again. Try to put on some pressure early. At least that's what I assume. Gonna one
Yeah.
base it for a while at least. Where Canary here is actually he's getting a 14 gas. I wonder if that was a mistake or is that an actual thing?
It could very well be a thing. A lot of like older Marine Hellion builds had like a later 14, 15 gas kind of timing. And good map for Marine Hellion because there's quite a bit of dead space here. But a lot of Terran players throw down that second depot in this dead space though. Just simply because of
Yeah,
those back rocks, just in case. And so it kind of just halts that kind of build. And it's not the biggest main in the world. It's not the best map for Marine Hellion Elevator. Still good, but not the best. And quick double gas out of Canary. If he can block this
yeah,
SCV, oh, block this, SCV does get in. That's really unfortunate.
yeah.
Caesar's
Lando's gonna
really
be able
fast
to
double
see this.
gas. Yeah. Canary, I think he might be a little bit upset that he let Lando in there because he had the SCV ready to go, just not quite enough money.
Hmm. See, if he got the gas on 15, which is something I'm a little more familiar with, I bet he would have had enough money.
Maybe.
But that's okay. Lando getting the full scout, his SCV is going to die for its efforts. But double gas, I mean, so when you come into oh my god, a Terran player's base is what I'm trying to say, and you see double gas that fast, how do you react? What do you think you're going to see?
I'm thinking I'm seeing like a really fast Banshee or real fast tanks. Like I'm playing defensive if I see that. I'm getting going straight up to starport. I'm getting turrets. I'm getting tanks, and I'm scanning. Like I'm burning an early scan as well. Double
Yeah,
factory
okay.
from Canary. So yeah, I think this might be probably tanks or quick widow might probably tanks. I think
I think you're right.
maybe.
It's
Yeah.
something similar he did earlier in the CSL, with a double
Yeah.
factory like that. And the tanks can be really helpful to go for a quick push to contain your opponent. But Lando has spotted the double gas, and like you said, he's most likely going to scan soon. I have a feeling we're going to see a
He's
Raven come out first.
yeah. He saw this SUV in a really weird location as well. It was hidden at the third base of Lando, and so that might trigger something. Proxying a barracks on the other side of the map, right near a
Hmm.
watchtower as well. Lando Canary has a Reaper inside the base, so a quick scan. Scan goes down. I don't know if he saw that factory. I don't know if he saw the factory. He sees a lack of everything though, which is a pseudo tell.
He's
He
like,
knows the
whoa,
gas has
whoa,
gone
whoa.
somewhere.
Exactly. He's like, you got a double gas, and you're telling me that you have a barracks with no add-on on it, and that's it. What are you banking this like 900 gas up for? We're actually
Yeah.
having a tank and a Widow Mine push here coming out of
Yeah.
Canary.
Cloak Banshee for Lando, which is good. I like Cloak Banshee in this situation, but the Widow Mines just kind of add that little bit of uncertainty. He is throwing down a bunker, which is nice. There is no starport for Canary as of yet. I'm not sure if he'd really be able to afford it, to be honest. The high ground is going to be the key here. He's going to get a tank. The Banshee, the air control, is going to. If he can keep this Banshee alive, I think he can hold this.
Yeah, but Widow Mines do one-shot Banshees, right?
Oh wait, this barracks is for air control. Oh wow, this barracks isn't building marine. This is the floating across the map. That's just there for air control. No,
Oh
Widow mines
yeah.
don't one shot. Widow mines don't one shot a Banshee either. It takes two.
Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, that Banshee
Got,
does have a little bit more.
he's got a turret. Oh, this is just super well thought out. He has a turret. He's getting a second turret for the Banshee. He's getting air control with his barracks. He has a Widow mine here in case he gets picky. Oh, this is really. I'm kind of impressed. Like. His Banshee back at home is getting kills at Canary's base.
Oh no.
Up to three now. It loses the turret as well. A little bit of a
Oh,
mistake. He's not reacting either. He's not reacting. There's so many hurt SCVs. It's gonna be.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, he had to save his tank because he walked his tank into Lando's tank range here, and he almost lost it, so he had to go back and save it. Meanwhile, pretty much every SCV is dying here.
Yeah.
Uh,
The
this is pretty
15.
rough.
And this just gets. He's got a Raven. As cool as this build was, like losing that many SCVs just hurt. I like that he's got a Raven with this, just to add with the Widowmine.
Yeah, this is, like you said, it is an interesting play. I don't know for sure if it's going to work, though, especially with this Viking out now to be able to push back that barracks, which is, like, incredibly key for Canary's hopes here. It's not going to work.
The problem now is no air control. He'll never get air control back, like at all. It's like
Yeah, and he's
Hunter Seeker going down.
still losing SCVs back at home. That Banshee has 22 kills. It's a commander now. And there's a GG from Canary.
GG.
We've got a 1-1 series.
That
What a
build from Canary is very, very cute and cool, but if he had built that turret just like 5 seconds earlier, it's a different game. Like, he
Yeah.
had the money for it because he started a second turret outside Lando's natural, like in Lando's natural. It's unfortunate for him. He was well set up.
For sure. Well, Lando, that build is probably designed to be able to beat someone who is like, oh my god, there's a barracks floating over my main, and there's 2 tanks out here already with a turret. Like, what do I do? I don't know how to beat it.
Yeah.
But Lando is a smart guy. He's going to know how to beat that type of play. Even if he hasn't seen it before, he's smart enough to work it out in his head quick to figure out, okay, I need a Raven, I need a Viking to shoo away the barracks, and I just need to move a Banshee across the map. And that's what he did, and he was able to take that game. For a little while, it looked a little scary for him, but I think once the Banshee started getting all those SCV kills, it was Lando was pretty confident going forward.
He didn't panic, which is the most important thing, I think. He didn't panic at all. Send his Banshee across. It's a ballsy choice to send that Banshee across as well. A lot of players were like, oh, do I, don't I? And he sent it across, and it kind of just decimated the mineral line. Because, like, if he has sent that across and he just runs into a Widowmine or a turret, like, all of a sudden, Canary's got a flourishing mineral line. He's got siege up outside Lando's base. So he isn't going to break that too easily. Like, he didn't really break Canary's contain at all. He kind of just starved him out because of the Banshee kills. So,
Yeah.
oh well, game 3.
Yeah, here we are. We are on Bonnie Research Station. Let's go ahead and introduce the red Terran player, spawning for Team All Inspiration, winning the last game to tie the series at 1-1. It is MrLando.
And from All Inspiration, in purple, it is the Terran player Canary. Varney,
Alright.
I think this might give us our most normal game, perhaps. That or it's going to be like crazy proxy shenanigans. Just because like the length of this map, like really difficult to execute 1-1-1s or something like that. Or like execute a little contain like Canary has been doing. It's a much harder map to pull that kind of stuff off on. So we're either going to see like a really normal game or we're going to see something like really crazy.
Yeah,
One of the other.
I agree, for sure. It's a pretty safe bet to make, but I do agree.
Yeah.
Well, starting off with the barracks in the main is a good start here.
Yeah,
Or
10
Canary.
barracks from Canary, 10 gas. So probably some Reapers. The rally point suggests that we might see Reapers as well from both
That's really
players.
early.
But yeah, like it's cool that it's early and all, but just like the rush distance so long. Like the Reaper's going to get there still at the same time as Lando's Reaper pops out. Like maybe a little bit before, but not enough. Like if you're going to go this early Reaper, I'd prefer it like out on the map somewhere. Like not proxied all the way, like outside the 4th or 5th base of Canary or something like that. Just a little bit further down.
Yeah,
I'm sure he
I
knows
can
what he's
see-
doing though.
Well, for sure. I mean, he is the Reaper King, so
Yeah.
we'll see what he can do. Lando is scouting once again, and this has been what's been like.
Oh, sees the second SUV.
Yeah, he walked past it
Uh,
anyway. He actually wasn't clicked on the SDV, but he did walk
Yeah.
past it.
You might have seen it on the minimap. They realised there was 2 purple dots going out. It's really unfortunate timing. There you go.
And this is confirmation from the ham. He did click on it. This SEV that he's been scouting with every game has really been giving him the information he needs, whether it's outside scouting for proxies or it's just scouting the main of Canary. He can at least see if the buildings are in his base or not. So
Yeah.
that's all you really need to know if you're Lando here. Two SCVs coming up here into Lando's base. He's actually just going to lose one to the Reaper, and he's going to try to build a bunker out here. I don't know how successful he's going to be with this.
Like, the Reaper gets the first shot, but SCVs need to be pulled here, I think. If he can get this bunker off, yeah. Pushes the Reaper away. SCV goes down.
And Lando doesn't even lose an SCV of his own.
Yeah. And it's like, the problem here is, like, the Reapers just take so long to get across the map. Like, yeah, you can keep building Reapers, which is nice, but it just takes forever. Lando is going up to 4 Reapers of going, probably assuming that Canary is getting pretty aggressive with these Reapers. Getting a 3rd barracks early as well.
Yeah, pretty interesting coming out of MrLando here. Just going to go ahead and make the barracks more for defense, I suppose, but he's going to be able to counter pressure with these as well. So
yeah, and all of a sudden, like, Lando can get on aggressive here, and he has to defend until he can get Hellions out. So I'm sure he knows that he needs Hellions to push away multiple Reapers. He's continuing to build his own Reapers.
yeah, I mean, the same thing goes for Lando, though. The rush distance is so far that he can't really hope that those Reapers are going to get over there in time to really get a lot of damage done. I mean, there's already 4 Reapers for Canary here, plus Hellions on the way. And I really like this expansion going down for Canary as well, actually giving himself a little bit of a lead going into the mid-game if he can survive this, which I think he can.
Yeah, he's transitioning quicker, and he's continuing to build Hellions. He's got a little bit of supply block at the moment, but like, it's going to be real hard pressed for Lando to get in here and do damage. He's got 4 Reapers out across the map, 2 more following up. Canary does scan, but there's enough here for him to push it back. There's all this wasted gas now that's not in factory, it's not in starport. It's still building Reapers and building add-ons.
Yeah, Canary's actually managed to wiggle himself into a good position once again here, as it looked bad for him at first, but you can say Leando, Mr. Lando, or Mrs. Leando, actually kind of over defended a little bit here, and overcommitted to the Reapers, and now he's got all these Reapers back at home that are really kind of just meh.
Yeah, like, what's he going to do with them? He's going to, like, just sack them later in the game to try and get a scout, maybe, but
yeah,
they are paperweights. Yeah, I think.
Maybe a few SCV kills if Canary's really not paying attention.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. He's getting stim, and he's getting eBay, so he's going to try and defend against this inevitable Banshee coming across the map, but I think maybe he'd be best off, like, sending him on a scout path or something like that, which he is sending him now. Maybe just patrolled around the map and try and pick up the tech choice of Canary. But Canary building a little bit of a formidable army here. He might move out with these Hellions and Reapers across the map, try and get something done. I like the bunker on top of the ramp.
Yeah,
really
that
choice.
bunker is going to be really key because the Hellions aren't going to be able to do anything to it. The Reapers maybe, but they're going to end up taking way too much damage before anything actually happens there. So, and that's all it took was just one bunker, and Lando knows his ramp is pretty safe.
Yeah, a good scan as well. Did scan, see the Banshee, even building 2 turrets. Super safe. A 3rd one coming down in production. 4th one at the natural. Very safe against Banshee. And try and get into this mid game. He is a little bit behind. Turret does go down. If he can get stim, that's going to be brilliant. But a few Marines probably will push this away.
Oh,
Surely
this
he's not gonna
yeah.
get stim. Surely.
Well, Cloak is going to finish soon. The repair is going down on the tech lab though, so that's all that Lando really needs. He's trying though.
Yeah, by the time Cloak's done, surely the scan is available.
Yeah, that's true.
There we go.
Too bad for Canary. That would have been an excellent pickup for him, but he is still getting a little bit of harassment done.
Yeah, stim is done now though,
Yeah.
which is good for Lando. Oh, we're gonna lose this Banshee maybe. Banshee does go down to the turret. A little bit of miscontrol there from Canary. He has a tank. He has a bit of an army positioned outside of Lando's natural, which he sees. And Will we see some SCVs pulled with us this time? Another little cute little contain. Let's have a medivac with this as well. Might even lift up. Maybe drop some Hellions into the back of the natural while attacking the front. Try and pull Lando in multiple places at once. Only just starting the factory now. It's just so far behind.
Yeah, that is true. That factory is
That's
ridiculous.
just that.
It's
That's
not
huge.
even done at
Oh,
the
the
11th somewhere.
medivac.
Oh,
Medivac.
rip.
Yeah, the
I mean,
Reapers have got out as well. They might be able to get some damage with some SCV kills. Probably the best they can hope for, realistically. Losing that medivac hurts so much. Wow. Well, all of a sudden, like, yeah, he's got this really cool army out the front. He's got a couple of tanks with it, which is great. Much stronger than Lando's army. But if he was able to pull Lando in two places, he might have been able to just flat out end the game.
all these Reapers for Lando are coming into the base of Canary right now. One of them is, anyway. Actually, just scouting. Not really interested in doing any damage, which is lucky for
And,
Canary because he has nothing here to defend.
yeah, well, he spots his gold base, which is going to be cancelled.
That's terrible for Canary.
Yes. He has one
Base is
Reaper
under attack.
fighting against a tank. Even the tank sieging, probably a little bit overkill, maybe. He is sieging up. He's not really doing anything with this siege up here. All he's doing is letting Lando get up to Starport. I don't think he quite realised the advantage he had with these tanks. He's finally got a medivac dropped in here, which is nice. Gonna get everything lifted up. SCV's pulled off the line.
A lot of bio, though. They do have stim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
does get
that's,
shut down.
this
Losing
is
that
really
medivac
kind of,
hurts so much.
yeah, absolutely. It really stalled out his attack. And this seems to be puttering out here pretty hardcore for Canary. If he's going to continue to try to go with this pressure. He hasn't made a third base yet, but Lando has, or he's at least halfway through it. So the longer this goes on, the more it's going to benefit Lando. And Canary is actually finding a pretty good spot up here in the main. He's going to be able to get most of his army dropped. And this could be pretty scary for Lando, but there's no stim for Canary, which is huge.
Yeah, it's just this tank on the low ground doing so much damage. A couple of Reapers
Wow.
in the natural Canary doing some damage as well, but finally this tank push with the medivacs has finally paid off here. Cancels the third base of Lando. Restarted pretty quickly, but he can start getting add-ons now. He can start putting his tanks in. He needs to get his second tank, probably on the high ground maybe. Siege up. Range of these barracks would be perfect. There he goes now.
He's going to be doing that. He is getting his own third base behind this. So nice job there picking off the third of Lando to go ahead and actually give himself a better chance here as the engagement is coming around this tank, and there is so much here for Canary. This is doing a lot of damage.
SCV's pulled. Really a good
no.
sign. He micros back to the tank fire as well. And that should be enough, I think, to really push this game in his advantage.
So
Finally
many.
able,
Yeah.
yeah. Finally able to
GG.
get the damage done. Persistence
That-
is the key.
You know what's funny? I've seen Canary do builds like that, and the persistence is sort of what looked a little bit bad, in my opinion, in certain games, because it's like, you tried this, it's not working. Like, why are you still making Reapers kind of thing? But in that game, like, I mean, if Lando had like 2 more minutes, then I think he would have been able to easily push that away. But Canary hit a really good timing and finally was able to get his tanks up on the high ground, and that's what really really put Lando in a tough spot. And Canary is 1 win away from knocking out MrLando and moving into the round of 4.
Yeah.
OMG.
It's like the overreaction to the Reapers like really cost him because it just delayed the factory forever.
yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
eventually, like Canary, like he almost bungled that. Like he had such a good army to kill Lando, and he lost that first medivac. He lost that first push on the natural. It's like finally it paid off, and he was able to get his tank siege in good position, get his army unloaded from medivacs in good positions. It's like he almost let Lando stabilize there.
I know, it was
would've-
pretty close. Pretty close, but he hit a really good timing with that attack. So, well done from Canary. Oh, MrLando has taken purple from Canary. And Canary is upset. He's like, yo, change your color. And Lando's just like, go, go. Oh, man. You get to lose to light pink. Go, go, says Canary. Wow.
That's what we're missing from this series is banter. The ham stamped down on the banter in game chat. Said this
Yeah.
is not going to be tolerated. I want it to be. I want the banter in the game. Give
I
us
like the
banter.
banter as well, but I do understand it's
I
a game.
understand.
Yeah,
I understand. But
so they can do it out
banter
of
is
game.
always fun. Yeah.
We'll read it to you. We promise.
Yeah. I imagine like this TeamSpeak and whatever chat service you guys use is just going to be going crazy. I think.
Well, I'm being a professional caster and I'm more focused on the game right now, but I will be double checking later for sure. Uh, Speaking of casting, let's go ahead and introduce the pink Terran player spawning in the bottom left corner of Inferno Pools. He is currently up 2-1 in this series, 1 win away from moving on to the round of 4. It is Team All Inspirations Canary.
And in the top left, in the purple this time, from Australia and All Inspiration, it is Mr. Lando. Come on, Lando. Don't let Australia down. No bias.
The purple Terran, it's going to be hard to call him Mr. Lando here, as literally almost every single game I've ever casted with Canary, he's been purple. I wonder, I don't think there's any actual effect that's going to come out on this game because of that, but I mean, if there was anything, it would have to be good for Lando.
Yeah. Maybe that's his thought process to get back in the game. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna steal his color. That's gonna get in his head. That's my way back. Maybe.
I'm not going to name any games, or any names, I mean, but the game was StarCraft 2. And one of the first tournaments I ever casted, one of the players took the other player's color, and that player actually just got pissed off and left. And
Wow.
yeah.
We've I won't name any names. We've had a team member from Unrivaled leave a peat mode because he couldn't get his color.
Yeah. So who knows? You know what? Maybe we're underestimating the amount of
Power of
impact
color.
having.
All right. That's
I mean,
like it's intense. Like that's
some people,
passion
man,
for a
think
color.
colors.
Yeah. Like I play on like the red green mode anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Like
Yeah.
it's the only colors I see is red and green.
The funny
Is it-
thing is,
it's-
players probably play like that too. It is
Yeah.
optimal, I think, objectively optimal to play red green, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. You know you're purple deep down.
Deep down, yeah, just a little reassurance in your soul. It's, yes, I am purple. Perhaps. Talk about the game. Reaper's out of Lando. Quick Factory out of Canary. It's kind of taking the opposite approach. Maybe that's why Lando went the purple. Wanted to, I can't even think of the word now. Take on
Purple
the
Reaper.
spirit of take on the spirit of Canary. Only
We'll have
building
to
one
see.
Reaper though.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to move out and get a scout with it. And I like the option for Canary going for the faster factory. I think he's shown that there's a pretty strong advantage in having your tech out quicker. But, oh my god, Lando expanding on the low ground here. He's playing
Yep.
against Protoss right now.
Ballsy. You're like, first of all, expanding in TVT before 4 minutes 30, and then expanding on the low ground. Does get an SCV kill with the Reaper, showing that he is capable of wielding them as well. Canary switching off into Hellions. I like that. Hellions pretty good on this map. Such a wide open map. Just the speed that they can cover the ground is super good.
Yep. And he's getting a second command center as well, which immediately gives Lando an edge here, showing that, like, because this is a pretty fast command center in TVT as well. But,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not even as fast as Lando's, then there you go. Also, it's going to get delayed here because this Reaper
Yeah.
being extremely annoying. Finally, the Hellions are out. Need to get
Gonna
the work.
the eBay. Oh, he's gonna get
Oh.
the eBay. Yeah, does get the eBay, and he's gonna get out possibly. Oh no, it doesn't. Bit of lag there. Not sure if that was just me, maybe. Couple of Hellions on the way.
Well, Canary's going to feel a little bit of pressure to at least go and scout. He doesn't even know where Lando is yet, I don't think. Yeah,
No, he
still
don't.
is not sure. The Reaper
He's
was
putting-
coming from the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to go ahead and just continue to get Hellions out here. And he's going to be able to see. Actually, I don't even think he's going to really be able to get in with this Hellion with the 4 Marines up here on the ramp. Up!
No, he is.
Up!
He just gets past. Just goes for it. Did see the natural, didn't he? Still. Yeah, he does.
Yes, yeah.
I know the natural ramp is heaps far away from the actual natural. Wasn't sure how far exactly.
Yeah, I actually, just looking at it, I didn't think he was going to see it, but lucky for Canary, he did. So he knows that he's actually behind here. Lando is going to be able to pump out workers much faster than Canary. Finally, going to be floating that command center over, and
He's going to the gold. He's going to the gold. Oh, I love it. Such a Canary
all
thing to
right.
do.
Well, if there's any way you can catch up to somebody who expanded before you, that's going to be the way.
Yeah. Is that like... Cause Canary, he hasn't really taken many third bases this game so far. And so it's like he's going to be taking this natural. He's going to be able to build less CCVs because he's mining from the gold, so he needs less to fully saturate it. And he has map control because he's got all these Hellions. I mean, they're back at home at the moment. And Lando is loading up for this little Marine Hellion elevator drop, but Canary's going to meet him out on the field.
It's really good from Canary catching this, actually picking off most of the Marines. Actually, this is a really good trade overall for Canary.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to kill all... Okay, no. Nice pickup there from Lando. And actually, he can still drop this. And it looks like he's interested in doing that.
I mean, there's bit of army here left for Canary, so this medevac will probably get off. Maybe does unload completely, which is nice for him. Well defended there by Canary though. All of a sudden, Hellion's in the natural. There's only a landed Viking. That's it. SCV is going to be going down.
Oh, they're bunching up. These Hellions are doing so much damage. Oh my god, 8 SCVs going down. There's even a Marine here just to rub salt in the wounds. A lot of the Hellions did eventually get cleaned up, but 8 SCVs here. That actually only evens up the worker count, but Canary is mining happily away from the gold base here. He needs to make sure he can actually spend the money that he's gaining from it. So he is dropping down some extra production here because, okay, there we go. Getting a third.
He might just be going this, like, I've seen this play a little bit, just a non-stop Marine Hellion with medevacs. Just continually rally across, continue dropping, just non-stop pressure for ages. Be really, really effective if you have the multitasking and the macro to pull it off. He hasn't switched over to tanks yet. As I say that, he is switching over to tanks right now. Never mind what I said.
You know what, though? I mean, several times already this game, I've been confused as to who I'm casting for because I thought that Canary was having trouble spending his money, but it was actually Lando that I was looking at on the income tab here. And now Lando's the one spending his money. It's just really confusing. And I think Lando really just wanted to make things hard on us more so than Canary by taking the purple. Because I've also seen Lando take light pink before.
As Lando is going into mech play. Can be strong on this map. You have to spread yourself pretty far though. So, and the Terran player can attack you from many angles if he catches you out on the map. I mean, Lando's probably going to have to turtle back a little bit here.
He does have his patented Viking patrol here, but the patrol is actually missing this drop, and actually the medevac is going to be able to come right in, drop the 4 Hellions, and move into the mineral line here where there's not really that much defense. 2 more SCVs going down. There are a ton of purple Hellions here, though, and Canary's right away going to pick up. Still, Lando missing some opportunities with these Vikings to pick off this medevac. Okay, well, here we go.
Yeah, Canary throws down a third base as well at the gold. Still hasn't taken his natural.
Who needs naturals?
Yeah, overrated. He's having trouble spending his money. He's floating quite a bit. Needs to throw down another like 3 barracks now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You have a gold base, so you can afford to have more than just 3 barracks off of it. And here we go. He is, well, making a couple engineering base. I like that choice as well. It'll at least allow him to sink some of this money, as we can see in the income now. But Lando has a lot of Hellions, and he is making tanks as well. And he's definitely going to be in a pretty good spot here. Canary is not ready for the amount of Hellions that can come at him right now.
He's going to get across the map and just transform all these to Hellbats and go straight into tanks. Especially with building all these extra medevacs as well. I've seen this build out of him before. It's killed me quite a few times actually in the games I've played against him.
Yeah. Here
Utilizing
we go.
the splash damage quite a bit. Yeah,
You know
let's
what,
pull back a
though?
little bit.
Yeah, the Marines were pretty strong there. They did a lot of damage. They actually like half the Hellion count there, which is tough for Lando, who's really making the Hellions a big part of his army here. So overall, I mean, I think the trade financially was better for Lando as a couple tanks went down there, but Canary's happy he didn't just lose everything.
Yeah. The problem now is that it's on Canary to break Lando. Lando is getting his 3CCs up and mining. He's getting his gas geysers, spreading his tanks. Started building a sensor tower as well, get some vision. And he's getting set up. He's building turrets now to stop drops. It's at that stage where the clock's on Canary. He can't let Lando just sit back and macro, otherwise he's going to have a tough time breaking him.
That being said, though,
Take
Canary is like double
Island.
expanded. He's oh my god, this is the first time I've ever seen a base over here on the island.
Yeah.
So,
But you play Zergo, that's why. I'll take that every
yeah.
single game if I can.
Oh really? I actually veto this
Yeah.
map every time too. But
Oh, okay.
I like this move. It's the first time I've seen it. So good stuff here from Canary.
I don't think this will be scouted the entire game from Lando, especially he's going mech. A big medivac drop loaded up, spotted by the barracks, which is good. There's 3 turrets here, but they couldn't boost over the turrets if they choose. Might get the first turret, which only had 3 Marines in it. It's the second medivac, but a lot of army here.
Tanks are sieged up. The tank is sieged up. Lando does have a couple tanks in his medevac. Oh, those aren't tanks. Those are flame Hellbats.
Yeah.
Not enough though. The Marines are still doing a crazy amount of damage here. Finally, more Hellbats coming in, and this is just gonna hurt Canary a little bit too much.
Yeah, there's another attack here from Canary at the third base. He forces a lift, killing SCVs. Well executed. Two wrong attack here.
Wow.
This is the problem with mech on this map. Really difficult. And he has finally cleaned up the drop in the natural, but the third base is under attack completely. He didn't
Depot's
lose
going-
command center. I mean, like, losing those SCVs, like, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
The real problem is that Canary can keep this up for the longest amount of time. He has 4 command centers mining, just dropping mules at this island base here, slowly building up. You really just go crazy on the barracks production now.
His macro is really kicking in, like you're alluding to here. He's ahead in supply by like 30.
Scan comes down, sees the lack of gold as well. He'll be feeling quite confident now. He's
That's what
multiple scans. Yeah. Wants to
He's
really
wondering.
know.
Yeah, and he's going to know now. And actually, like he doesn't really have to push his luck too much now that his
Yeah.
income is incredibly high. One
Yeah.
thing about Canary, it looks like he's actually not making this mistake at the moment, but I've seen him make SCVs up to like 95 before, because it's like just a habit. Oh my god, this let's talk about this Doom drop though coming into the
Yeah.
main. There's no missile turret coverage here. He's going to be able to drop everything. He's going to pick off that command center. He totally could.
Yeah, he gets the Hellbats before they unload as well. Needs to get all of this army out of the medevacs, yeah. Now we can get add-ons. It's just going to cripple Lando's production. SCVs are being pulled. It's really a
There are
good
some-
sign.
Blue Flame Hellions over here at the gold base for Canary, but Canary doing so much damage in Lando's main. He's going to be starting to pick off factories here, which is brutal for MrLando. 2 factories going to be going down here. Tanks dying everywhere. Canary is doing so much damage. It is insane, but he's lost 30 SCVs now.
He still has no answer for these Hellions. He's now sending a little squad of Marauders and Marines back. This drop finally cleaned up from Lando. Where we stand at the moment, both players are even on SCVs. Canary ahead in army, but Lando has a pretty good number of tanks. Like,
He's got
If
a
he
crazy
can-
amount of tanks, but he doesn't have a
Yeah.
lot of support for them though. Just a few Vikings out. I mean, look at the army that's in the middle of the map moving across for Canary. It's got Marines, Marauders, and 2 tanks as well as a medevac as well. I don't know how Canary, or the only way Canary can lose from this position is if he just loses all his army to a whole bunch of tanks.
yeah, he
And I
can't
think-
keep. He has to keep the foot on the pedal. He can't let Lando get established at the third base and defend 3 bases. I think it's just he's well siege up here. I love it. He might be able to recover this now. He is mining quite heavily from 4 bases, and his gold base is almost mined out, which is good. But
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that trade that happened was totally in Canary's favor because, yeah, he lost a lot of SCVs, but he has 4 command centers, dropping mules on the gold base still, and he's got this island base as well that Lando just has no idea about. I mean, right now it's 4 bases to 2 bases, and Canary can just sit here and macro up.
yeah, and Lando's taking the island base now, which is good. But How's he gonna get over to defend it? Like, if Canary sends a drop with a medivac over, it's just gone and over. Nice little drop there. Lando trying to recover. Yeah, Canary's
This
already got
is
a Marine on the island. There we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked, to be honest. I mean, I am incredibly impressed with Canary's play so far.
He even gets the Marine under the landing spot.
Yeah, completely denying that. Canary has just put himself in an amazing position to take the series here, and he's almost looking dominating. It's hard to really say that he's playing against MrLando, who I really thought that Lando was going to be able to take Canary pretty easily. But Canary here showing me I was wrong.
Yeah. Hard part is it's going to be real hard for him to break this tank line. Like there is 11 tanks all sieged up, pretty well spread out. But how does Lando get out and take a base? Like Canary could probably just sit back, take another couple of bases, just take up to pretty much anything he wants to. Just goes, he's getting 3-3.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting plus 3 armor.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, you don't really want to attack into this tank line, but MrLando can't stay there forever. He's actually unsieged right now, and Canary can jump on this. The tank line is strong for Canary as well. Going to force MrLando back. We need to see some scans coming out of Canary, though. So far, this engagement has been pretty good for Lando.
Yeah. He owns the rest of the army. Vikings land on a few tanks, but it's just too much.
Oh, wow,
Canary.
He is totally just demolishing everything. GG coming out of MrLando, and Canary is going to take the series and knock out a Terran player who I would have considered the favorite to win this tournament. Canary taking him out in game number 4 on Inferno Pools, and wow, impressing me and everyone, hopefully.